Today is day 6 of our Salesforce Cpq training. Once again, my name is Olu, and I'm here with Black Force. Black Force, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'll quickly go to my org as usual. So I hope you guys have set up your org, everything is working. Oh yeah, I gave you a small project, okay? So I don't know if you guys actually saw that. I updated this from the last time, like day 5. Day 5 was on Saturday, right? So I just added some notes and stuff, like just a few things there. And also I gave you like a project checklist. And again, you can use this in a real time, but usually your organization will provide its own, right? But at least this gives you an idea of a checklist that and again, this is a template. Sometimes some of everything here might not be necessary, and some things are not even here that you need to add to that checklist. But just wanted to give you an idea, right? And also the mini project as well. I hope you guys have started working on it. It's not too difficult. It's kind of everything we've learned in class. There's something that I added, but we did it, but I didn't call it that, right? So I want you guys to work on that project. So to be honest, it's pretty easy. It's not rocket science. So you guys can work on it, right? So so today is day 6. I'm building up on my notes. Again, it's a long day for me, so I'm just trying to. I started not too long ago. I just started adding some stuff. Again, I'm gonna work on this and build it up, and you guys can. So this page is updated instantly. So as soon as I do something, if you guys refresh your page on your end, then you should see the update that I made on this page. Okay. So I'll quickly go to our org. And I hope you guys, sorry, I don't have my chat open. Okay, all right. So I hope you guys are able to practice as well. You're watching the video replays. It's okay for you guys to practice with what I'm doing, or it's also okay if you want to play around with this one right here, right? So, because I got a question around about, should you just stick to what I'm doing using the desktop bundle, or should you just use the camera bundle? Preferably, I'd like you to use the camera bundle so it's not too boring, like you're just using something different, right? But it's okay too if you want to use the desktop bundle and just keep it the same way, or this whatever I'm doing in class as well. That's equally good. That's fine. Yeah. I don't want it to be too boring, so I wanted you to work on something different. But anyway, I'll go back to the org and I'll quickly go to our. Okay, so someone uploaded their product with data loader and did assignments with uploaded product. Okay, yeah, I haven't. So I'm gonna reach out to Sammy probably today. I haven't received any assignments, or well, I haven't gotten into that yet. But I'm gonna ask if I can see them, or see what's going on, and start collating my stats, right? So I'll do that. That's fine. Yeah. I wanted to start with, like, if you ask me the definition of CPQ, I would, well, in my own way, I would just say it's understanding of objects and fields, nothing more, nothing complex in CPQ. Like you guys have seen, right? Most of the things we're doing is kind of not repetitive, but in a way, we're just kind of going back and forth. Like, okay, I'll make changes in a field or an object, like a field set or something, then I would go back to the code editor and see the changes, right? So that's pretty much what CPQ is all about. So it's not your kind of typical Salesforce whereby you go into flow, you have approval process, you have all these company settings, you have all these what's that again? Territory management, all this stuff, right? So it's not that kind of typical stuff. So okay, thanks, Black for admin. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, so you guys should just like kind of get used to it. I think that the added advantage of CPQ though is it's because it's not too difficult, and then you get paid well for it, right? So why not? You might as well just take it up, right? So as long as you can understand those stuff, and again, like I said, I'm gonna add more stuff. I was just joking on Saturday that you guys should just cheer me up. I was just joking. I would add some of the cheat sheet or whatever I want to add, like tips. I'm gonna add it to this note as well once we're done. Okay. So anyway, let's get going, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start from discount schedule, so which is pretty much where we stopped last time. And I'm gonna see, okay, we have only one so far. We probably would create another one today, but I just wanted to explain some fields here. Where is this? Okay, yeah, good. So in here, you guys can see product. I'm just going to explain the key fields, okay? And we probably would work on some as well, right? So you guys can see product, right? So for example, if there is a product called Office Tray, like I think we said Office Tray or something, right? So if we have a product called Office Tray, like that example, and that Office Tray is part of a multiple price book, okay? So from which price book are we scheduling this discount schedule, right? So that is the purpose of this field. So these two fields go hand in hand, okay? So you select the product name, for example, office chair, and also you select the price book that you want it to be selected from, okay? So that's what these two fields, that's what it's all about. When we leave it nothing, like we're not selecting anything, then we just get like whatever we have in the org, right? So it's not pulling for any, but this is just if you want it to be specific, right? You want the product to be specific. So let's say you have like 5 price book entries, right? So you're now telling this discount schedule that I want you to select the number 3 custom list or whatever custom list you have, right? You can just say, oh, that's what I want you to select from. So that's what that is, right? And then we have the quote line quantity field as well. So this field is used to determine which discount tier covers the quote line, right? In the discount schedule. I'll go into the quote line and explain. So by default, the quote line quantity field is based on quantity in the quote line. So if I quickly go here, I'll bring it on this page. I like it to be over that side. So if I just, which one were we using? I can't even remember now. It might be this one, 000, I think. So if I edit lines, and if I go to select any product as an example, so I think I'll just select that office tray. That's the one we have. I think we have a discount schedule on office tray, right? So anyway, so that discount that we created is based off this quantity. Okay, so this is basically what this field is all about. So whenever we select, well, I'll explain something in a minute. So, but by default, that discount is based on the quantity. Okay, so now let's say the project we're working on deals with chemicals as an example, right? Because that's probably another example that I can give. So we're working on a project that has to do with like liters or chemicals and stuff like that. And our quantity is based on liters, right? Like millimeters or something like that. So we will not obviously be able to use 1 or 2 quantities, right? So what we will do if you're working on a project like that is we will have to create a field. And I know that I explained something like this probably last week, like first or second day as well, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to create a field to store our quantities in liters. Okay. So we create a field. That field can be called what's the best? Well, we can just say like a chemical quantity or something like that, a product quantity or something like that, right? And then we're gonna add the API, that API of that product. I'm gonna show you when we start doing twin field, probably maybe tomorrow. You guys will see twin field, okay? So you gotta understand when I'm saying copy API. So we're gonna copy the API of that field that we created, right? And we're going to go to the quote line. Sorry. We're going to go to the quote line field in the discount schedule, right? So this is the, where is it? Yeah, so this is the discount schedule. So you go to setup, edit object. So you go to this field and then copy and paste that API into the values, right? So now next time you're going to be able to do a drop down and not select quantity, but select liters. Most of the time anyway, it's going to be quantity by default. If it's not quantity, then that means you're working with a project that doesn't deal with like quantity, maybe liters or something like that, right? So I just wanted to explain that. So moving on, the next thing that I think I want to show you guys here is if I go to, let me just see, let me quickly go to setup. So I'm going to my quote line, and I'm just going to open. So field set. So you guys already know, we've done a few field sets anyway. So you guys already know about the field sets and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the standard line drawer and I just want to add a few stuff here. Okay. So we have the, I'm just going to move this up here. You guys would see what I'm doing in a moment. So I'm going to add optional. Yeah, I want to see that as well. So I'm gonna move this up here. So yeah, I need to add a regular price. Where is that? Regular price. And then we have the markup. We have the package. Do we have customer unit price? Then we're gonna add the start date. And we're gonna add the end date, right? Where is it? End date. What else do I need? Subscription term. I'll probably take out uplift. It's not really something that we need. So I'm gonna save this. Okay. So you guys, so if not for time, I really want to ask question like, what did I just do? Because we've done this before, and I would really like someone to tell me, oh, this is how you learn, right? So I just added some fields into this field set, right? So where are we going to see this, right? So you guys, we're going to see this in the quote line, okay? So if I go here and actually, let me show you before I refresh, right? So this is basically what I just did, okay? Because moving on, we're going to need some of those fields. So I wanted to add it before we start getting to those stages, right? So basically, this is where we're going to see those changes, right? Just in the space here, right? That's the quote line, okay? So if I refresh, we'll see it later anyway. You guys will see, I don't need to show you again because you have an idea, right? So I'm going to go back to my discount schedule. And I'm going to, yeah, I'll use this one as well. Where is this? Oh, yeah. And also exclude price book IDs, okay? So this is another field. So you need to enter the price book IDs that you obviously that you don't like to be a part of the discount, okay? So let's say you have, so in here you're adding that price book, yeah. So hold on. So this is the so it didn't say ID. So let me just double check. So this says price book that the discount schedule. Okay, if I just do select, I would be able to. Yeah, okay. This is not the ID, right? But it's kind of similar to this. So basically what you're doing here is you're adding multiple price book IDs, right? So you can add more than one price book ID. But here is just a lookup field whereby you can just select that price book ID, right? So let's say you want to enter a price book ID that you don't want to be part of that discount, right? So you can enter that in the exclude price book IDs here, okay? So if I do, so I'm going to cancel. I just want to explain that one real quick. So let's quickly go back to our code line editor. I'm going to use a different code today at some point. Let me just, okay, so good question. So exclude price ID. So can someone tell me where can I find a price book ID real quick? Two places. Tell me two places where I can find a price book ID. I already gave a clue anyway. So, okay, anyway. So for me to find a prize book ID, I showed you guys this about twice anyway, so I'm gonna cancel out. So to find the prize book ID, so just scroll down on the quote, right? So that is the prize book ID. Another way to find it is if I go to prize book. So here, if you want to find like pretty much all the prize book, right? So basically just open this up and that's the ID up here, right? So that's basically what it is. That's the prize book ID. All right. So if I go back to quote, I think we're using this one. So how do you add? Okay, yeah, I don't think I answered that question. So you just copy and paste. So you just copy that code and paste it, right? So you just copy and paste here, right? I don't think I copied anything, but yeah, so you just copy and paste and save it. That's it. Yeah, nothing too crazy. So if we go to so, by the way, I want to thank most of you guys that always reach out to me. Yeah, most of you guys that encourage me to show up every day. I appreciate you guys. So, thank you very much. And yeah, I'll try not to talk too much today so I don't. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, so you can add more than one, right? Look, okay, yeah, so it says enter a list of price book IDs separated by commas, right? So you just put a comma there and yeah, so you can add more than one or two or something, right? All right, so if I go to the quote line editor, I wanted to this is a requirement, but I didn't put it up, okay? So I'm gonna add our office chair. Do we have one? No, okay. What I'll do, I'll use I thought I created office chair. Okay, maybe I'm not. All right. So anyway, so I'm gonna add office tray. Okay, I would select, okay, and I would say click on discount schedule editor, right? So right now, this is we're unable to edit this, okay? So how do we make this editable? So if I go back to so these are called, I want to leave this on, I know we always come back to products. I'm going to leave this on product. I will just open a new tab for discount schedule for now. And I would open that discount schedule that we have, that we created. So how do we make that editable? So there's only one checkbox that we need to do, and that is called the override behavior. If I can find it here, override. Yeah, here we go. So basically, we're just going to edit this, and I'm going to say all, okay? I'm going to say all. I would save it. Now I'll go back to our quote. I'll cancel. Let me do a quick save and just refresh. Hopefully that should work, right? Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. So anyway, so if I refresh and so can you guys see the difference, right? So this is a requirement as well. Like this, so CPQ requirements are so easy. Like it's just about knowing where to go. Okay, this is a requirement. Okay, where do I go? Or is this something that needs a developer to work on and stuff like that, right? But this is a requirement. Okay, so now what's the difference between this all and tier, I think custom tier only. So current tier only, sorry. I would say save. And if we go back, it should change that to one line only, right? It should change this to one line only. But let me refresh. So if I refresh, come on. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so now if I click on, can you guys see the difference, right? So that's just a difference. So now we only have one line, right? So you can add manually, so you can add it by yourself. So this is a requirement, like the employee wants to have one line, so they can add it manually and stuff like that, right? So that's just part of the fields that we are looking at. So now moving on, let me just see what else I want to show you guys. So if I go here, Yeah, so these are the fields that I just added, right? So I wanted to show you guys as well. So this is what I just added in the field set, okay? So you can see the regular price, you can see all the things that we added. So that's good. So now our next requirement is to apply discount to actually, I think I was still able to to get to that. Okay, yeah. I think we might have 3 or 4 requirements today, but I started typing it out, but you know what? I was running out of time. So sorry about that. So we want to apply a discount to a yearly subscription product. It's okay. I'll come back anyway and add all the requirements. Okay. So whenever you guys come back, maybe by tomorrow, maybe not tonight, but when you come back, you probably see like more notes on day 6. So we want to apply a discount to a yearly subscription product to encourage our customers to subscribe for 2 to 3 years instead of 1 year, right? So how do we achieve this? So what I'm going to do is let me just make sure that I didn't miss anything on this other one that I wanted to show you guys before I move on. Okay, that's fine. So what I'm gonna do is I would go create a new product, okay? I'm gonna call this product something like cable TV. Haven't we done something like this? I don't know. I can't remember. Cable TV subscription. I'm just gonna say CTS, right? Product family. I'll just put it as it's not really a software, right? But it's okay. I'll just say software for now. It's not gonna make or break anything. So, because we don't have any rules there. So, next is a subscription product. So, we're going to say 12 months, right? 12 term is 12. And we're going to save, okay? And then we need to add what's it called? This. So, if I do 100 US dollars, yeah, that's the price book, save. And if I do add to price book, I would just say custom list. This is pretty straightforward. And I'll just leave it as that, save, okay? So now I'm gonna go to our discount schedule. I hope I still have it open. I'm gonna create a new one, okay? So I would say new, right? New, what do we want to call this? So I'm gonna say subscription discount schedule, okay? We'll leave it as range, all right? So we can only use range. Slab is not supported for subscription discount. So make note of that, okay? So Slab is not supported for subscription discount. So what we want to change, we want to use percent. What else do we need to change here? We'll probably come back and change some stuff. All right, so that should be good. So this. All right, okay, good. So now I'm gonna edit the tiers, right? Tiers, and I'm gonna say tier. We're gonna have 3 tiers, right? So I'm gonna say 1 to 12 months, and the lower band is 1, and the upper band is 13, right? And we're gonna give the 0 discount because obviously we want to encourage the customers to subscribe more than 12 months, right? So this is going to be 12 to 24 months. And I will just copy this because I don't like to type. It's a long day for me. So to 25, and I'm going to give this 10%. And I'm going to go to the next one. And this is going to be 24 to 36 months. I just paste that there. And this is going to be, 25 to 37. And I'm going to give this 20%. Okay. So we save that. Okay. So I hope you guys are following. So now I'm going to go back to my product. Okay. I'm going to do details, edit. Okay. And this time around, I'm going to use a term discount. Yeah, term discount schedule, okay? So we already have 2. So it's this one right here, right? So this is the one that I just created. So I'm going to click on that. And that's probably about it. Save it, go back to our quote line. And what I want to do here is I'll delete this. let me refresh the page. Sometimes you just need to refresh that page. And then I think I can delete this and add the delete lines, add the product. So what was that product? TV cable subscription or something. So cable TV subscription, right? Select. Okay, so now this is by default, right? So this is by default 12 months. Okay. So now if someone is subscribing for 24 months, fingers crossed, this should work. Okay. Because I don't want to troubleshoot. All right. So it's working, right? So you guys can see that. Okay. So that is how we can satisfy the need that if we want to apply a discount to a yearly subscription product to encourage, this is just a requirement, but you have an idea of what this is doing, right? So if I go back here and change this to 36, and calculate. Yep, so that's 240. So that is 100 times 3, right? 3 years, right? And so what did we say we want to set the discount as? That was like 20% or something, right? So that would give us this number right there, okay? So that is how you do that. And again, in here, so whenever you're selecting a standalone product, this subscription term doesn't show up, okay? So this subscription term would only show up whenever you're looking at a subscription product, okay? So just something for you guys to make note of. And if I just do something here, let me try something. Do we have like another subscription that okay, yeah, let me try this, right? And I would say internet subscription, select. Okay. So if I go back to 24 months, so this is 150. So this literally should change to 300, but we should still get a discount on that, right? And why is that? That's because we have that discount schedule on this product, but not this product, right? So you guys can see the difference. So another thing that I want to show you guys is the top of the quote level subscription. So you guys, I was trying to explain this the other day, right? So if I go in here and expand this, right? So this has preceding over this, okay? I think I put a note and I stopped there. So the line level is the highest precedence, okay? And the group level is the second highest precedence, and the quote level is here. Oh, where is it? So the quote level is on this level, right? We don't have a group level here, but this is the line level or the quote line level. Okay, so this has precedence over this, right? So for example, I already showed you guys anyway. So if I put in 12 months here, okay, and I put in 24 here, okay, let me just delete this and I calculate. Can you guys see that, right? So I put 24 here and I put 12 here, but this one is overriding this at the top, right? And if we add a group as well, that would be like the second, right? That was the second highest precedence. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys as well. So now what I want to do next is I'm gonna go to do we have a product? I'll go to product here. Okay, we have this product. So if I want to give this a discount schedule, okay, so if we say I want to explain something here. So I'm going to give this a discount schedule. Where is it? Where is it? Discount schedule. So there's a term discount, there's a discount schedule. So in here, I'm going to select the discount schedule, right? So this is the subscription one. This is the normal one, right? So I'm just going to select this for now. Right? Hopefully what I show you works, because sometimes there's a bit of settings here that sometimes I miss, but I think we should be good. So discount schedule, right? Now I'm going to go to I think this is the new one. So I'm going to go back to the previous one. So The cross product, I want to explain this field as well. So the cross product field will actually combine like two products together, right? So like two products quantity. So sorry, the quantities of two products. So it's going to combine them together and apply the discount. Okay. So let's test this and see. So here I'm going to I'm just going to select cross product. I'm going to save. Okay. So in our product, I added the discount schedule to 18-inch monitor. Okay. So now I'm going to go back here and I'm going to delete. Okay. I'm going to delete and I'm going to add where is it? 18 monitor. And I'll probably add our office tray. I think I did something on the office tray anyway. Let's see. So if I add this and right now, no discount is applied, right? Because obviously we need to have a number of products to add. So let's say if I add like 10, let's see what's going to happen. Calculate. Okay, did I refresh this page? So there's no discount here. Okay, let me refresh this page. I warned you guys, this one, sometimes I don't know what it is, but sometimes I seems to like not do something here. But anyway, let's do it again. So I'm gonna add, let me just make sure this is working first. So I believe it was the 18-inch monitor, right? Let me just double check. So 18-inch monitor, this can schedule. So let me see if anything is missing. So pricing method is list, all of that. All right. Okay. Yeah, that should work. So okay, I'll select this first. And again, let me see what we have on this scan schedule. Where is it? So I'm going to go to edit tiers. And so I'll put maybe 12 for now and see if we're going to get 5%. Okay. So if I put in 12, right? And now do a quick. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So now I want to do a cross product. So now let me add office tray one more time. Yep, it worked, right? So we don't have a discount schedule on the office tray, right? So if I go back here, if I open the office tray, so you guys would see that we don't have a discount schedule, but because we clicked on the cross product, right? That is why it's working. So if I open the office tray, let's scroll down. Okay, we have a discount schedule. So yeah, we need to select that discount schedule on both of them actually. So you got to select that discount schedule on both of them and then you do that cross product. But there's something that I want to do as well. One second. So if I do, let me try something here. Let me just go here and take this out. I'm going to take this out for now, right? I'll save this. But I believe you need to have it there, but let's break this thing. I like to break stuff and fix it again. And that is another way to learn as well. Okay, so let me just make sure that this is still working. That's important. So if I do calculate, okay, fine, this is working. So if we add the office tray, where is it? Here. So if I add that. Yeah, so we gotta select that discount as well, right? We have to select that on that office. Oh, sorry guys, what am I doing? I selected one second. So I selected office tray twice, and office tray is not supposed to work. So I'm gonna delete this. So if you guys remember, we don't have a discount schedule. Where is it? So we don't have a discount. Where is this office tray? Yeah, so we don't have a discount schedule, so that shouldn't work, right? So if I refresh this page, and actually maybe that was what I did the first time. So if I refresh this page, I'm gonna delete these and add the what was that again? So I think it's 18-inch. Oh, let me just double check. So we don't have it on here anyways. I'm gonna go back. I would do, sorry I just saw a message from Ramat. I'm not sure if that is a question or something. I'm not very sure. Okay, no worries, no worries. 18-inch monitor. So pay attention to what we're doing here, folks. All right, so we have the discount there. Okay, so now I'm gonna add this. I don't know why you have to refresh all the time, but it's just crazy, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this 12 and calculate. Okay, so that's working. That's fine. So now I'm gonna add the office tray, which I took out that schedule discount and select. Yeah, so that's that. You need to select that on this object on this one as well. So let me try one more thing. If I do 5 and 6, okay, so if I do 6 and 6 actually, so 6 and 6, calculate. Yeah, so we have to add that discount schedule on that office tray, right? And then if I just do that real quick, so office tray, let me just edit one more time. Just make sure that it's working. This one right here, right? So this can schedule, save. If I go back here, let me just do a quick save. Come on, do I have to add product all the time? I just want to do this real quick. Okay, did we get that discount? Still not. If I delete, I'm gonna add again. So I would go to its monitor 18 and its office tray, and I'll do select, and I would change this to 6. So technically, we should have a discount. Yeah. So why is it like that? Because if you look here, 6 is not. Let me go back to the discount, right? So 6 should be 0% technically, right? So if you guys see that, so 6 should be kind of like 0% technically, but because we have between 11 and 21, so it applied 5% discount, right? That is what we're seeing here, okay? So for example, if I make it 5 and 5, we shouldn't get anything. It should be 10, right? Can you guys see that, right? So that is the purpose of that. So if I quickly go back here and cancel out of this, and so the cross orders is more advanced stuff. So we haven't touched that yet. But for cross orders, so let's say customer is purchasing like 100 quantities, right? And if the business promise the customer that, oh, because you came today, you got 100 of our products, right? So if you come back next week or tomorrow or whatever to purchase additional 100 quantities, then you will get 10% discount, right? That is what that is for cross order, but it's a bit advanced. We haven't touched that. So next thing that I want to show you guys, if I quickly go to my, which one is that I want to show you guys today? I don't even know now. I thought I added more. Okay, good. All right, so I think, I don't know if we've seen that, but what? There's one that I want to show you guys. Okay, this one right here. Yeah. So discount schedule, right? So discount schedule can be used as an extension to block pricing. Okay, so we can have a block pricing and also have a discount schedule together. So how do we do that? So if I go back to our office tray, right? And if I go, so I think we set a block. Actually, let me check something here. I think okay, yeah. So we set a block on this before, right? Okay, we haven't done on this. So we did on a different product, but it's okay. We'll use this one today. So what I'll do is I would edit all. So you guys remember, right? So to do the blocking, just go to related tab, the block prices, right? And click on edit. You can do new. What happens if you do new? It's gonna do one row at a time, and it it's a bit slower, right? So for example, if I click on new, so it's going to ask you to enter all of these, and this is just for one row at a time, right? You're going to enter this, enter this, enter this, and all of that, right? So why do that when you can just do edit all, and then you can add multiple, right? So I'm going to say something like 1 to 10. I know we did one of these before. So 1 to 11, and we're using price for now, 0, and we're going to say $100. Okay. If I go next, let me go back here. So, okay. All right. Yeah. So if I go, where is it now? All right. So here I'm going to say 11 to 20. Okay. And I'm going to put 11 to 21 here, and I'm going to put 0 because the reason I'm putting 0 here is we're not using any of these prices. Okay. And in here, I'm just going to put 150. Okay. So we only have 2 lines, and I'm going to say save. Okay. I'm going to go back to our discount schedule. Do I have it open? Okay, it's open here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this one, right? This one, I'll use this one. So if I go to edit tiers, it's not in related tabs, it's in here. So if I go to edit tiers, and I'm going to say 1 is, I'm just going to do something like this. 1 is 21. So we stopped at, where is it? So we stopped at, let me just do edit all. It's easier that way. Yeah, so we stopped at 21, right? So I want to continue from there, okay? So if I say 21 to 31, and I'm going to say give that 5% discount, okay? And I'm going to say 21 to 31. Let me just give it a space here. And I'm going to say give this 10%. And in here, I'm going to say greater than 31. Right, so I'll just put, do I have 1 second? So this is, wait. So this is 21 to 31. This should be 31 to 41. Yeah, I know something wasn't right there. Something wasn't right. So, and in here, I'm going to say greater than 31, right? It should be greater than 41, actually, not 31, greater than 41. And I'm going to say, I'll just put 41 here. I will take this out because we don't have an end, and I'm going to make this 15%. I will take this out. Okay. All right. So let me just check properly. So 1 is 21 to 31, 5%. Okay. 21 to 31 is 31 to, wait 1 second. 21 to 31. Yeah, that's fine. 31. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All right. Okay. I'll save this. All right. So now let's test this out. Okay. So now we're gonna add a product that costs $10, right? So you're gonna find, and I think we're using the office chair because it costs $10. So we're gonna add 30 quantities of that product, right? 20 out of those, it's gonna go to block pricing. Why? Because that is the limit that we set on the block pricing, right? And the remaining 10 should actually fall under the discount schedule. And if 20, so let me go back so you guys understand, right? So 11 to 20 is $150. That's a fixed price, okay? So we're setting a fixed price. So where was I? So we're setting a fixed price. Where was I? So, oh yeah, I was in my Excel. Yeah. So we're setting a fixed price. So 20 to 11 to 21 is a fixed price of 150. Okay. And the discount schedule, let's check and see that one. Okay. So if I do edit tiers, just making sure. So 10. So 1 to 10. 1 second. So the remaining 10 should fall under this, right? So let's have a look and see. So if I go back here, So 10, right? So, well, that's 20 to 30. So that's 30. Okay, yeah. So if I go back here, yeah, so we should get 5%. Okay, so let's work it out and see. Let's work it out and see. So if I delete this, I'll refresh this page. Then I'm going to add the office tray. Let me just delete, add product, just making sure that it's working. So if I do office tray, select, sometimes I forget to select something and it just doesn't work, right? Okay, so let's change this to 30, okay? And what else do I need? Blah, blah. Okay, I'll calculate. Okay, so 30 285. So let me see, 285. So it's working, but I want to check something here. So price of one is 10, right? So if I calculate, yeah, so price of one is 10. So we have 30. So 20 should fall under 150 and wait. No, it's this. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, so 20 should fall under 150. Yeah. And this should be 5%. So 5%. So let's go back here. So if I do 30, sometimes the reason I'm doing this is so you guys can understand, right? Otherwise, CPQ is going to do the calculation, but it's also good to have that knowledge of how it works in the back end, right? So, and sometimes it's difficult to figure out what the, okay, so we got to 85. I just want to find out why we got to 85. So maybe my calculation here is wrong. So 20 should be 150. So discount 10. So 5%. So 5% of 100 is 95, right? Yeah. So that's 245. So that's 150. Okay. So if I go here, let me just see. Let me change this to 180. I think I might. Maybe it's my calculation that is wrong, but anyway, so I'll refresh this page. But that is how you use, actually, I can just delete this, right? Because this should literally work. So if I change this to, actually, let me change this to 12, see what I'm going to get. So let me work my way up, right? So 12, calculate. So 12 of his tray, 12. So, okay, come on. Actually, I should have done a quick save. Yeah, CPK should do better than this. So if I do this quick save, okay, good. I already refreshed, so I'm going to select that product again, office tray. So technically, even if I don't put, if I put like, let's put 15, right? So that should fall in between, where is my block price? So that should fall in between, yeah, so 11 and 21. So that should be 180, okay? So if I go back here, 15, calculate, 150, it should be 180. Did I not save this? Oh, I saved the wrong one. Oh. So let me do a quick save once again. Refresh. So that should be 180. Okay. So you guys can see this is how you troubleshoot as well, because you need to be sure that, okay, what you said is working properly. Like you guys can see, I'm going back and forth, making sure that, oh, okay, this is the number. So let's try one more time. So 15 and calculate. No, that's not right. That's not right. So 15, office tray, 15, 150. So block price. I'll save this. So 11 to 20 should be 150 fixed price. Okay, 1 second. If I go back to, this is the block. So if I cancel out of this, if I go to details, let me just make sure that, okay, I have this, right? I have this, and this is this. Okay, so, all right. Oh yeah, sorry guys. Guys, why didn't it work? Oh my goodness. I told you guys that I told you that um something I'm gonna not do something right. So can someone tell me what went wrong here? Like you guys can see me like, no, this is not right. This is not right. Immediately I know something is not right. Okay, so I'll tell you in a moment. But again, this is so much like I just want to make sure. So I'm on Office Tray here. The list price should be block, okay? But 1 second, I just want to make sure that the everything is working fine. I don't need this page, right? I don't need that for now. So if I go back to Office Tray, I want to keep this open. Can I open in a new tab? Would that work? No. Okay, I'll duplicate this tab. So, okay. So let's see this, guys. Drum rolls. Hopefully it works. All right. So I just want to relate it. I want to make sure that I'm on the same page. Okay. That is why it didn't work before. So now I'm going to change this back to 150. I'll do a quick save, I'm using 150 because it's easier to calculate, right? So, and if I go to the discount tiers and see 21, 5%. Okay. All right, good. So now I'm going to go to this. Where is it? Where is it? Here. And I'm going to edit and use the block price. Right? I should be using the block price. Block price plus discount schedule, right? Okay, all right, fingers crossed. Okay, I'm gonna delete this, right? So that's one of the reasons why it wouldn't work, okay, the pricing method. So if I add product and, well, what was it? Office tray, right? Office tray. Is there anything else that I want to do? So office tray, let me just try 15, right? So calculate. Now it's going back to 180. And quick save. Refresh. It should be 150 because I'm saying, where is it? So it should be 150, right? So where is it? Office tray. If I go here, it should be 150. Yeah, so it should be 11. Yeah, that should be 150. But anyway, but you guys have an idea of what I'm trying to do here, right? So I don't want to dwell too much on it, but again, you guys should practice and see if you're getting something different, okay? So if I do 15, let me just check this discount, right? Yeah, this is more than 15, definitely. Okay. If I do 15, let me just do 15 because I want to make sure. Okay, good. So you guys can see that, right? So it's 150, okay? So that's working. So what do I want to do? I want to make it 30, okay? Because I want it to, yeah, can you guys see that? Did you see how I was able to troubleshoot that? So that is how you should also think, right? So immediately the concept that we're using is block price and discount schedule. And I was thinking like, okay, what's going on? What's wrong? What's this? Then it just struck my mind that, okay, what is the pricing method that we're using, right? This has to be block, right? Otherwise it's not going to work. Okay. So that's working. So that's good. So let's quickly move on to something else. And again, guys, my advice is to practice more on this stuff, okay? And by the way, a lot of people who were able to watch the videos on the admin and consultant class, they and also that they watched the video and practice, right? They came back to give feedback and say that it really helps to practice. So I want you guys to do the same here. And you will find CPQ interesting eventually if you're working on like an interesting project. Okay, sometimes it can be repetitive, but hey, you know what? It pays, right? So you might as well just do it. All right. So it's more configuration on the front end and the back end. Like you guys can see, I barely go here, right? Unless like I'm doing something like field set, we're gonna come here. Don't worry. I'm gonna show you guys advanced approvals. Advanced approvals is it's interesting as well. It's different from the approval that we saw in the admin and consultant class. Okay. So, and usually like some people don't teach the advanced and advanced approval. So you guys will see me coming here, right? But that's pretty much the only time you'd see me coming to the back end. So otherwise, everything is pretty much done on the front end. Okay. So one thing that I'm gonna do is quickly, if I go back to our discount schedule, I would cancel. Sometimes I need to remember to undo something. For example, let me undo this. This is important. Otherwise, it would cause an wrong calculation. So sometimes your client will say, "Oh, why is I just pulled a calculator and my code is not calculating properly." Always, these are some of the ways to troubleshoot. Okay, like okay, are you using a percentage of total? Are you using cost? Are you using list? Right? So always ask that kind of question. Okay, but let me now that I remember, let me just change that back. If I go to my discount schedule, so let me show you one more field before we continue. Yeah, so the constraint field, right? So let me see what we have there. Constraint. Okay, it's account. All right. So the constraint field is kind of like a user-defined checkbox, right? So it's used to identify the user who actually created the schedule. Okay. So you use that. Sorry, this is for this one, not for this one. So this is the user defined. So the user defined, sorry, why am I saying that instead of this? So the user defined is actually used to define or to identify the user who created the schedule, right? We already know about constraint field. So it's similar to the one that I showed you guys yesterday as well. So we have the code field as well. So where's the code field that I want to show you guys? Okay, so the code field is more like if the product is available on a particular code, right? Then the discount schedule is applicable. So basically, you can just select a code, right? So for example, if I click on this, then it's going to give me all these codes, right? So you can now say, oh, I want that to apply on this code that I selected, right? So you can do that there. So there's another one that I want to show you guys. Yeah, so use price for amount. So if the discount unit is set to price, okay? So the discount unit, if it's set to price, then we check this box, okay? We're gonna see that anyway. It's a simple thing, okay? So the discount unit, where I think that the discount unit, it's on another object, okay? I think it's on the product option or the product object, okay? So if that discount unit is if it's set to price, then we gotta check this box. Otherwise, it works with that, okay? And then discount schedule is something else that where is this here? I think there's another one that I want to show you guys. One second. Is that it? Okay, all right. So if we have two discount schedule and this is an add-on to the discount schedule, then we can use kind of discount schedule for that one as well. Okay. There's actually one more field that I'm looking for to show you guys. So sometimes when you don't find the field on this page, then you can do setup, edit object. Like for example, sometimes in real time, you might not really need some of these fields. Okay. So if it's not there, then you can just say, okay, let me go to the setup and find it. All right. But otherwise, it's pretty much out of the box what you get with this one. Okay. I think it's the original discount that I wanted to show you. Where is it? Where is it? Original. Oh, okay. Yeah. So basically, this is another one that I want to show you. So you can also select that if you have like an original discount schedule, right? So you can add that one to this as well. So let's say this is discount schedule right now. I can now add these as an add-on to this as well, right? So I can add this as an add-on. So you guys can practice. So what you can do is similar to the block pricing, okay? So you create a discount, although it really it's a bit kind of complex in a way because you might as well just create everything in one discount schedule, right? Why would you want to create two, right? But in our case, we this is for the subscription and this is for the kind of standalone, right? So if you have a scenario that looks like that, then this is going to be applicable. But most of the time, you don't really need to select anything, okay? So next, now we get to look at customer price, okay? And if you guys remember, customer price is after applying manual discount, right? Excuse me, I think I have it somewhere here. Mm. Yep. So customer price is after applying the manual discount. Okay. So manual discount, what does manual discount mean? Manual discount means additional discount, but that's basically what it means. It means additional discount. So now let's play around with some stuff here. Okay. So if I go back to products, I think we used one on Saturday, this one right here, if I could remember. We had a cost, right? Yeah. Okay, good. So I want to do something here. So I'm gonna delete this, okay? I hope you guys still remember why we added this, right? So if you don't just watch the video on Saturday, okay? So I'm gonna delete that and I'm gonna go to here. We'll change this. If we have that, then we must have, okay, this is good. So this is already showing list. So I must have changed it back to list. Okay. So this should be list. Okay. Now, what I want to do is if I go to our code line or our cart page, I'm going to add, let me just refresh quickly. This is easy though. This is what I'm showing you is kind of like very easy. So which product was that again? So this one, right? So this one, select, okay? So in a scenario whereby a discount is required on top of the quantity, right? But let's say we don't have any automation in place and you want to provide some kind of discount for the customer, then you can use additional discount, okay? So you can add a manual discount on this cart page. As an example, if I put 10%, that should reduce the price, right? Yeah, so you guys can see that, right? So let's put 50%, see what we get. Yeah, so you guys can see that, right? So that is like customer price. And I already showed you guys, where is this? I already explained this to you guys. Yeah, so I already explained that to you guys. So that's good. So now what we want to do is, let me see what I can do. Okay, so let's do a bundle discount. So customer discount is pretty straightforward. It's not nothing too crazy. I just showed you that. So now let me see where we are. Let me see where we are with this. So customer discount. Okay, we gotta go to partner distributor, and that will be the end of pricing, price waterfall. But immediately, let me see if I can do so. So I didn't have a tightest requirement here, okay? But we have another requirement now, and it's around bundle discount. So our requirement is to log like additional discount for the child product using the bundle product. So what do I mean by that? So let me just delete this, add the bundle product. Okay. I would add desktop bundle. That's pretty much the bundle that we have that is good for now. So if I add 16, that I would add mm, 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 mm. Yeah, we haven't played around with this in a while, so let me just play around again today. So if I just do this, save, right? I'm gonna do a quick save as well, okay? I'm gonna do a quick save, okay? All right, so quick save. So now, let's say we have a requirement. We want to add additional discount to some of these products, not all of them, some of them, right? So to do this, we have a field called discount by package, and that field is found in the product option. Okay, so let me quickly look. Which one do we want to give a discount? So I'll just give it to this two, right? 16 monitor and 4 gig RAM. So it saves time trying to find. So if I go, so 16 monitor, 4 gig RAM. Okay. All right. So if I go to product desktop bundle, we need to navigate to the options. So if I do that you can also do product options from the launch app launcher as well. I think it's okay. So if I do this, mm, 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 mm. 1 second. So what was that again? 16 and 4 gig RAM. So if I do 4 gig RAM, so this one, I'll open this. Where's the other one? So I'll open this. Okay. All right. So now if I go to this tab, we should have a discount by package field. It should be here. So we're gonna say give this. Okay, yeah, I cannot set it. I'm just gonna do it true, right? So discount by package. Yeah, obviously we want the discount on the bundle to spiral down or to cascade down to this, right? So I'm gonna say save. Okay, let me just make sure I'm doing this properly. If I do this as well, I need to remember to uncheck this as well, but this shouldn't be too bad. So discount by package save. All right. So now, um, if I go back here, let me just, I don't need to do anything here. I'll show you guys in a minute. So these two, we want to add additional, so sorry, we want to add a discount to the desktop bundle, and that discount, we want it to cascade down to the first, this 16 monitor and 4 gig RAM, right? Did I do a quick save? Because it's difficult to add everything all over again. It's time consuming. So if I do refresh, and if I add, let's say 50% discount, okay, calculate. So that should show up here anyway. So if I do calculate, okay, it's still thinking. So let me just make sure that refresh. Maybe I need to add the product again. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'm just gonna add this 16 monitor and 4 gig RAM, okay? I already refreshed. I'll do delete. I'll do a quick save. I'll add the product again. I'm gonna add the bundle, but I'm not gonna add everything this time around because we just want to see 16 monitor, 4 gig RAM. Just select a random just to make sure that it's not applying to other ones as well, right? So if I do save, okay. Now, if I go here, probably because we don't have any price here, right? So if I do 50, but that's not raising, it should still work. Can you guys see that, right? So this is what I want to show you guys, okay? So the requirement is we want to add additional discount to some child products, okay? So whenever I'm saying child product, I'm referring to the product options, okay? So the bundle product options, okay? So that's what I'm referring to, okay? So now let me quickly undo this to make sure that I'm not breaking anything. And I'll do the same for this as well. And I'm just going to drink water. Yes. Sorry, guys. Okay. So what else did I do? Just those two, right? I don't think I broke anything so far. Okay. All right. Good. So now let's move on to partner prize. Okay, so this prize, so the partner prize, we've seen that. Let me just quickly go back here. So after partner discount, right? So This is going to be derived from the customer price, right? Because we're working in this waterfall, right? So to apply the partner price, we need to go to the quote and edit the partner discount field. So how do we do that? All of these things are so simple and easy, right? So we're just going to go to any of these guys here. 1 second. I think I had it that there before, right? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Partner field. So, no, none here. 1 second. Let me just check this. Okay, all right. So this is the quote line. Quickly. Mm. Yeah, this is why it's not showing. So you guys know if it's not showing up, just come to the field, say, 1 second, where do I want to put this? Where do I want to put this? So I'll put it, oh, it's okay. I'll just make it the first one. It's not gonna break anything. Or even just right here, partner discount for now. So save. All right. So now I'm just gonna refresh this page. So you guys can see so far, like CPQ is, is not like your typical flow and, all this stuff. Actually, I think the only thing that people might struggle with in, let me just use this as well. In Salesforce is the automation. Everything else really in Salesforce is about click, it's about understanding what you're doing, right? So let me just select one. It doesn't really matter. I just wanted to show the partner stuff. And if I go here, where is it now? Here it is, right? So if you wanna add a partner discount, all you just have to do is if the field is not currently here, okay, then just go to the field set, the standard line, not the standard line, the standard line item drawer, not the editor summary, the standard line item drawer. Okay, so you go there and you add that. Okay, that's basically what I did, and you can now add. So let's try something here. So if I say, 50%. Oops, I want to calculate. Come on. You guys can tell that. You guys can tell, man. Oh my goodness. All right, let's try one more time. I want to click calculate, but all I see is cancel. Okay, all right. So sorry about that. Okay, so now, so let's say this product here, partner discount, they want we're gonna give them 50%. So let's calculate and see. Oh yeah, it's working. Yeah. So you guys can see that, right? Let me just collapse this. So the list price is 300, but I get 50%, and that's 150, right? So that's partner discount. Again, it's nothing too crazy. It's straightforward. There's something else that I want to show you guys as well. If I go to 1 second, so I already show you guys this. You can do that two ways. That's what I want to show you guys, okay? So if I go to, this is 000. So I'm going to save this quote, okay? Just watch what I'm doing. It's still the same thing that I'm showing you. I'm just showing you in a different way. Oh, there should be something called partner discount. All right. So watch this. So before I give that partner discount on a line item on a product, right? But now I want to apply this to the old quote, right? So where is this stuff here? So the net amount is we can, yeah, it depends. So it's just like a standard project, right? So the manager might have edit access, and the sales, actually most of the time the sales rep would also have edit access, right? Sometimes maybe just there might be a user like even like sometimes the CEO might say, okay, I don't need access, I just want to be able to view, right? It depends on the client's requirements. So whenever you're working on any of these projects, whatever the client wants, you deliver for them. But there's obviously going to be one user that needs to have access to this. Definitely one user needs to have access to this. Yeah. So what am I going to show you? Sorry, you're saying on the partner information. Sorry, Ramet, you were saying something about under the partner information. So what do we, what was that? Yeah. I'm gonna do that. I just wanted to say that this is the net amount right now, right? So you guys can see. No, sorry, where's the? Yeah, so we have the yeah, so you guys can see the price the way you're getting all these discounts, right? This is the net amount right now. So if I go to here and let's give them another 50% and see what happens, right? So this should change. Okay, so if I save that net amount, so that didn't change. So partner discount. Uh yeah, so that should change, but one second, I'm gonna do this. Let me edit, take it out, save, open the quotes. Can I open this? No, I cannot. Okay, I'm just gonna duplicate this tab. So now I have so many duplicate tabs. So I'm gonna do edit lines. So right now, this is 170, 170. Okay, so that should change. So if I go back here, if I do partner discount, where is it? Was I on this page? Yeah, so partner discount. If I do 50% and save, yeah, that's showing. Okay, so if I go back here, so that should do that. Mm, 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 mm. But you guys can play around with this. It's still saying 160. Why it's you know what? Let me take this out. Let me take this out so it doesn't complicate things. So I don't want to have any discount at the moment. So why is it still saying, oh, okay, you know what I'll do? I would so I already gave a partner discount there. Yeah, that should not be. If I calculate, I'm clicking the calculate button, but it seems not to be working. So I'll just do delete. I would do a quick save. I would add product again, and I would select. I don't have to select the bundle product, so I'm not going to select the cable. We probably have some discounts there anyway, but mm, maybe I should add. Okay, one second. I'm gonna add this, and there should be one more, the 1000. Don't we have it here? Okay, all right. It's okay. I'll just pick this two for now. I would say select. Okay, so that's that price. So if I save this quote, okay, and there's no markup there, so that's that. Okay, so if I do, okay, so we already have this partner discount safe. Okay, average partner discount. So partner discount. If I refresh this page. So basically what I want to do is I want to add a partner discount that's going to reduce. Okay, good. So you guys can see this, right? Can you guys see this? 27,500, right? So if I go back and because I've done this so many times, but sometimes this things makes it to look like you're lying. If it's like, okay, you're not saying the truth, right? So, okay, so that's 50%, right? So if I refresh this page again, that should reflect. Yeah, can you guys see that? So that's what I'm trying to explain, okay? So you can do it two ways, okay? So you guys saw, so you just have to remember to refresh the page. Like when you save it here, it doesn't reflect right away, right? Just remember to refresh the page and you should be good. Yeah, automation can also be used here as well. So what you guys can do in your spare time, you can also practice with distributor price as well. So after applying all these discounts, then we get the net price, right? Which is the final price. So now we have actually completed the waterfall. So we're going to move on to MDQ. So I remember that I talked about MDQ at the beginning of the class, but I didn't want to talk about it right away because it might be something that might throw you off a little bit. It's not really going to throw you off anyway. It's straightforward, but it's probably not something that you want to talk about at the beginning, right? So, and again, why am I even doing all of this, right? Just like I did with the admin and consultant class, I want to ensure that I teach everything I can in CPQ. So not many people talk about MDQ. Some do and some don't, right? So um, what MDQ does is allows us to segment price for a product. So, and that particular product can actually split into multiple segments. Okay. So generally for a subscription product. So let me give you an example. So if we have like an internet, example of subscription product, so like an internet Netflix subscription, right? So each segment can have its own quantity and discount. I'm going to give you an example as well. So we can also uplift any segment and the following segment also have the same price, okay? One thing about MDQ is it cannot be applied to parent bundle, but it can be applied to child options, okay? So MDQ cannot have things like configuration attributes, so you cannot have like multiple based dimensions. I'm going to show you anyway for the same products, but you can create one-time price dimension for that same product. Okay, so let's say, for example, you want to charge for every 3 or 4 months for that particular product, right? And you want to charge the customer in that manner. So like an antivirus software, as an example, the customer might ask to say, hey, can I pay quarterly instead of paying yearly? I just pick that randomly, okay? I don't think anyone would say that, but like whatever product it is, the customer is saying, can we pay quarterly instead of yearly, right? And there are many other examples out there as well. So CPQ introduced what is called MDQ to solve this problem, okay? So MDQ stands for multi-dimensional quoting. So how do we do that? So let me have opened a number of tabs here. So if we don't need this. All right, so I'll go to products. And now we'll create a new product. Sorry, hold on a second. I'm gonna call it yeah, let me just give it this name so that I'll know what it is. So I'm gonna say MEV. And I will give this to software. I'm gonna say active, right? So yeah, that one. And then I'm gonna go to the, what's it called again? The subscription. And I'm gonna make this fixed and I'm gonna say 12. Okay. And that's pretty much it. Let me just see. There's no percent of total. We've seen that. Okay, all right. So I'll just save. Okay. So now I'm gonna add the price book. Sometimes, you know what? Sometimes I still forget this, even to date. So always remember to add a price. But anyway, you got to remember because when you get to that stage whereby you're trying to add something and it's not showing up, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, I didn't have the price book, so I'll just leave it as that. Then so for this one, I'm gonna use, let me just see here. Let me see how many codes do I have. I don't know what I've done with this one. Let me use this one because we've done a lot of settings in here. I, if it doesn't work, I'll try and use a new one. Okay, so I would go to this. Let's try that. Let me just see this. So this is quote draft. What do we have here? Uh, okay, all right. This might work. So I'm just gonna edit lines. Actually, I should have used a different page. So I'm gonna select the product that we just created. So where is it? So I think it's AMV or something, right? So where is it? It should be okay. Why is it not showing here? That's probably let me quickly check something. If I go back to cancel, okay, fine. I want to give you guys something really, really tough to crack. I'm gonna give you an assignment, and whoever gets that, you're good with troubleshooting. Okay, I don't, I just checked it here, but I don't want to tell you guys. Okay, so anyway, okay, so let me just go back. Why is it not showing yet? So this. It's MDQ. That's why I didn't check properly. I was looking at A. Okay, MDQ should be here. Yeah, sorry, I was looking at A. I was looking at antivirus. So if I select this, okay. Okay, so right now you guys can see the way it is, right? So let's go back to our product. So if I go back to this is the product, right? 1 second, let me just make sure that. So I'm showing you guys MDQ, okay? So we gotta use the price dimension. I just wanted to make sure that we're on the same page. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say MDQ price dimension, okay? Then I'm going to do one more thing here. So I'm gonna say quarterly for now, okay? I'll select that. I would save this. Okay. I would go back to the quote. I think I saved this. I'm gonna refresh. I'm gonna refresh. Oh, okay, I didn't save it. All right. MDQ. I thought I named it. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, can you guys see that? So now that product is now in quarter 1. So instead of paying for like 12 months at a stretch, right? So now we have quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4, right? So that's what we have in here. So that is the use of MDQ. Okay, so you can use MDQ to do that. If I go back to here, if I do edit, I just want to show you some more stuff in here. So we can have the default quantity set. We can change this to yearly. We can change this to monthly. We can do a custom. Maybe I'll just show you that. So we can do, yeah, so we can do all of that, okay? There's something else that I want to show you guys. Sorry, 1 second. I'll come back and show you custom in a moment, but okay, I might as well just show you, right? I haven't got to that yet. There's something else that I remember I want to show you now. It's not coming to mind. So if I go back here, okay, if I do something here, Let me just select this. Yeah, this is something that I want to show you guys. So what I just did was I added a product that is not an MDQ product. So whenever you add a product that is not an MDQ, so now you have this segmented piece for your MDQ, and then you have the standard product on this side. Okay. So you look at the standard product, the fields are the same, right? Nothing changed. But if you look at the MDQ, you have the quarter 1, quarter 2, and quarter 3, right? So you guys can see that there. So now there's something that I also mentioned that I want to show you real quick. If I go back here, if I say new, and if I just give this quarter, if I say something like, or even year, I just want you guys to see something that I talked about. So let's just say, as an example, right? Let me just see that. Yep. So you cannot have multiple time-based dimension for the same product. So I think I mentioned that as well. So that's something I also wanted to explain to you guys. Okay. So you cannot have multiple time-based dimension for that same product. Okay. I wanted to show you that. So you guys can change it to monthly. You can play around and see the way it works and everything. Actually, you guys should do the custom as well, see how it works and all of that. So what I want you guys to do is, as an assignment, I'm going to update this assignment, this notes. So I would like for you guys to add default quantity to the price dimension and see the difference. Okay. I would like for you guys to do that. And also the custom as well. I would like you guys to do that and then go back to your quote. So what happens is if you use the custom and go back to your quote, you get it. This is going to change and it's going to give you an option to kind of like enter like 1 to 6 months or whatever you want to enter, right? You get that option to do it manually. So the custom is just to do this manually. Okay. That's basically what that is. So if I quickly go back to this, so the price book will override the product price book. Okay, so if you select your price book separately, then it's going to override the product price book if you were selecting that. Okay, and all of these are inherited from the product. Okay, so you can. So if you're gonna say, okay, it's inherit, right? So you can say yes or no. So you guys can play around, see how this affects so basically you can just do one at a time, right? So you can just say price editable, inherit, yes or no, right? So if you say no and you see what happens in the code and, save it and see what happens, right? So you can do that. So basically, if it's there's another one here that I want to show you guys. So 1 second, let me just cancel out of this. It's better this way. Let me see if I can see that. And we're gonna move on real quick here, okay? I don't want to come on. I don't want to do too many examples on this one because you guys can practice and practice and practice. 1 second. You guys have seen that. Okay, so if I go back to this product here, where is it? Where is the MDQ product? Let me do this. Recently viewed this. There's something that I saw there, and I just remembered that I should show you something here as well. But that is if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. So price editable, right? So if this is true, so this works with that in inherit yes or no. That's one thing that I just remember that I should tell you guys as well. So if this is true right now, if we change that to true, then it will inherit in the price dimension. Okay. So if we ever say price editable, then this field works in line with the price dimension that inherit fields, right? All those inherit fields. So this works with them. Okay. So that's why if you want to do that, then come and edit this first, make this true, and then go back to the price dimension. You don't use this all the time, but it's good to understand like some of the things that I'm just kind of explaining. Sometimes you don't use them, okay? But it's good to know because one day you never know, maybe your first project, then you have to use it. And then maybe the next 10 projects, you didn't have to use it, right? But then it could have been useful for your first project, isn't it? So that's why I'm kind of going through all of that. I'm gonna keep explaining the custom, you guys would see that once you start testing. So then let me see what else I can show you guys before we wrap up for today. If I go back to, that's our product, right? Okay. So let's say, let me see if I can give you guys another example, okay? So let's say something like, let's say installation charges, okay? And we want to say this is going to be one time, right? Do we have one time there? Yeah, we do. Let me see if there's something else that I want to show you guys on this page. All right, I'll just save this, okay? Technically, we should see, if I refresh this code, we should see one time only or something like that in the code line. Oh, it's back to this one. MDQ, where are you? Okay, here it is. I think it's MDQ, right? Yeah, it is. MDQ antivirus. Okay, it doesn't. Yeah, look at that, right? So installation charges. So let's say you're working for a mobile company, right? You gotta get this in real time, okay? Especially if you're working for guys like Tellers and Rogers and things like that. So if they are signing up a client on a mobile phone or even a broadband installation like Shaw, right? Shaw tell us they use all this stuff, okay? So they can say that we want to add an installation charges, right? So then you can use this one time, and it's usually a one time only fee that the client pays, right? So this is an example where that is used, even though they're still gonna be paying their quarterly or monthly or the next 1 year subscription package, but they would still pay that installation charges, right? So that's when you use like the one time only. I just wanted to show you guys that. So now if I'm gonna do, what else do I want to show you? Hmm. Sorry, I'm looking for something here and I cannot find it. Oh yeah, sorry. It's the unit price, okay? So also you can set that unit price here as well. Okay, so you can set that unit price in here. So you can just so again, this is something like I would like for you guys to play around, set the unit price, go back to your quote, see what you're saying. Can you see, so you're gonna see that, okay. Let me just do something here. Uh 1 second. So if I do this, I'll do 50 as an example. I can maybe, I'll save this. Okay, all right. So let's do this, refresh. Right, let me just see if I've done that properly. So that's the installation charges. That's one time. That's yeah, so can you guys see that? So the unit price for this dimension, so this will override the value from the price book, okay? So you guys can see that, right? So if I just go back here, if I add in. I wanted you guys to do most of this stuff because of time. But again, I just feel like, you know what, I'll do half of it and you guys would also practice as well. But it's okay. Don't worry. Like CPQ is not really, yeah, that's it, right? So you guys can see that, right? So the price that we entered, it's going to override with whatever price we have there. So now moving on, we going to look at option constraints, okay? And I'm gonna give notes on this stuff as well. I didn't give any well, I didn't write any note for today because I was running out of time, like I explained earlier. So we're gonna look at option constraints, okay? So in general, a constraint means something like impediment, right? It means like a restriction or a limitation or something along those chosen words, right? So that's kind of a constraint. And where do we see options in CPQ? Can someone quickly tell me? I just want to make sure that you guys are still alive. So where do we see options in CPQ? Just to make sure you're not falling asleep yet. Because CPQ is just like fields, fields going back and forth, but it's interesting to some extent. So okay, no one is saying like where can we see options in CPQ? I want to make sure. Awesome. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Ramat. Ramat. Yeah. So if I go to, okay, before I even go there, right? So yeah. So basically, before I go to products and related tab, so options constraints is more like a restriction on the options, right? So the name itself, option constraints, means to restrict the options. Okay. I do have some notes that I need to give to you guys as well. So yeah, thanks, Mobilogy as well. You guys, you guys should come and be taking over, you know. Yeah. All right. So options constraints. So I need to give you some notes, but we have rules that there to check the compatibility of option selection in a bundle, okay? And it's kind of similar to like a dependent and also like a controlling pick list in standard Salesforce, okay? So when you think of the controlling and dependent field pick list in Salesforce, then you would thinking about option constraints, okay? So for example, the dependency can be option A is required before option B is selected or something like that, or something like exclusion, right? I'm gonna show you guys in the org anyway, don't worry. But yeah, it would have been nice if I have the notes and I can refer to it and show you on the screen, but it's okay. So we have the exclusion as well. So the exclusion is it's a situation whereby we have like one option and another option and mutually exclusive, right? So something like they're not compatible with each other. So we have constraining option. So this option controls the other option. We have the constrained. Actually, okay, I'll come back to that. So we have the constraint as well, and that is that option is constrained by the constraining option. Don't worry, I'm just talking. You guys are gonna see that, okay? So quickly, let me show you what we're talking about. I'm gonna leave that page as it is. I'll go to products. I will select desktop bundle and related, and I would go to options, right? So that's where we find options in CPQ. So let's say, as an example, we have like a high-end memory card, and we want to restrict that memory card. Let's say the memory card is, or let's say a RAM, right? Let's say we have a high-end RAM because we're dealing with desktop product, right? And we want to restrict that RAM. Maybe it's like 32 gig or 24 gig RAM, right? So we want to restrict that for low high-end monitors because we feel like, oh, that RAM is probably too powerful for like that. I just use monitor as an example, okay? Obviously, a PC RAM has nothing to do with the monitor, it's two different things, but let's say RAM and what can we use? Anyway, you guys will have an idea once I go into the org, okay? So let's say we just want to restrict that high-end product with another low-end product because both of them, they're just too far away from each other. They're not compatible, right? So we can tell the system that this selection is not compatible and we use option constraints for this, okay? So if I go to... if I go to this, do we have one open here? Actually, let me quickly show you something here. Yeah, okay. So this is a requirement. Yeah, so this is a requirement, okay? So the requirement is i7 processor requires 12 gig RAM, okay? So the constraining option is the i7 processor and the constrained option is the 12 gig RAM, okay? The i7 requires 12 gig RAM. So how are we going to achieve this in the org? So if I go to second, I'll just do this real quick. Oh yeah, I was already there. Oh. So yeah, so this is what I'm looking for, okay? Option constraints. So you go to product, you go to related tabs. If you scroll down, you will find the option constraints. If it's not there, then that means you're not using the right page layout, okay? So now we're going to say new. So I'm just going to say something like i7 requires. Okay, so I'm going to say something like that. And in here, so the constraint is the RAM. So what's 12 gig RAM? Okay, so if I say 12, no, sorry, this is what I need to do, guys. 1 second. Yeah, that's why I was going to that place before. So you don't type it in, okay? And that's because it's an option. So we need that option number. We need this option name, right? So if I do view all, and what was that? 12 gig RAM, right? So 12 gig RAM, 12 gig RAM. So I'm going to copy this. Okay, I'll go back here. I would say, all right, good. And what's the other one? So i7 processor, right? So what's i7 processor? So 0005, let me just copy it. And then I would go back here. And the type is dependency, okay? So remember, the type is dependency. So let me just make sure that I have everything. It has to be active. It's configured on the desktop bundle and save. All right. Let's go and see if I can explain this to you here. It's a little bit, you guys would understand anyway, but let me do a quick save. Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Mobalaji. Yeah. I don't know if you are asking a question or yeah, I'm not sure. Thanks, Ramat, and okay, yeah, sorry, I've already seen your message. Sorry, guys. All right, so what am I doing here? So if I add the bundle PC, right? So what I'm trying to do is, I don't have that requirement here. Okay, here. So i7 processor requires 12 gig. Okay, i7 processor requires. Okay, can you guys see that? 12 gig is automatically grayed out. So this is what I want to show you guys, okay? So now, in order for us to unlock 12 gig, i7 is required. Can you guys see that? So if I uncheck this, so I cannot, you guys look at this, right? So it's grayed out. So look, I try to, can you guys see that, right? So in order for me to be able to have this product in our bundle, then I need i7 because i7 is related to this product, okay? So that's an option constraint example. So i7 requires 12 gig RAM. So i7 requires 12 gig RAM. Okay, so now let me see if I can give you another example. We have another one called exclusion. Okay, there's another one called exclusion. Okay, and first we have seen a dependency, right? So for exclusion, let's give another example. So let's say we want to exclude 8 gig RAM from 15 processor. So this time around, we saw that this one requires this, right? But now the flip side, right? So we want to say, okay, exclude this amount of gig RAM whenever we have these processors selected, right? Hopefully I can help you guys to do that. So this is usually when two products are not compatible, and then you might get an exclusion requirement when they're not compatible. Okay. So what we're gonna do is this. So if I go back here and I'm gonna do a new one, okay? Exclude 8 gig. I know like Cpq, there's so much to yeah, that's why I want to give you guys a cheat sheet, okay? Because there's so much like you're gonna be like, okay, when do I remember this and when do I do that? But don't worry. Everything we're doing, I'm gonna give you like the steps, like okay, not the full step, but I'm gonna say, okay, go to this product, go to this related tab, and find this new option constraint or something, right? I'll try to do something like that for you guys. I already said that before. So exclude 8 gig RAM from i5. That's the and then we gotta do okay, where is this? So 8 gig, 8 gig, 8 gig. Go away. 8 gig. So the constrained option is 8 gig. Did I not copy that? Okay. And the i5, right? i5 is the other one. So i5. Okay. All right. So if I do that, right? So copy that. So this time around, I'm gonna select exclusion. Okay. I'm gonna select exclusion. I'm gonna make sure it's active. I would save this. Then I'm gonna go back to quote. Okay. Refresh. Now we have two option constraints here. So let's see if we can get this right. So if I add product, bundle, this is our bundle product. If I do select and where is it? Where is it? So what was that? What was the requirement? So let me just, what was that requirement again? So we want to exclude 8 gig RAM from i5 processor. So that means, yeah, did you guys see that? So that means whenever we select i5 processor, then we cannot select 8 gig RAM. I don't know if you guys see that, right? But I'm going to do that again, okay? So whenever we select, okay, let's try the other way around. So if I select 8 gig RAM, can I still select i5? Let's try that if it's going to work. Look, right? So either way, so now if I select i5, I cannot pick 8 gig, right? If I select 8 gig, I cannot pick i5. So both of them. So that's the exclusion. Okay. So that's like when a product is not compatible, then this is used for that. Okay. Here's another requirement that I would like you to take home as an assignment, and I will try to add that as an assignment here as well. Okay. Wow, so you guys have some assignment. And again, I mentioned at the beginning of the class that I put a project here, like you guys can give it a stab. It's pretty straightforward. There's nothing too complicated. It's pretty much what everything you guys know, okay? And you can do this in like 15 minutes, like 20 minutes, or maybe 30 minutes, right? It's not, it's very straightforward. So what was that I was gonna tell you guys again? I was gonna talk about, oh yeah, I was saying that I'm gonna give you like a take-home assignment, and that would be I'm gonna add it here anyway. But so that would be something along the line of I would say 20-inch monitor require i7 processor and 12 gig RAM. Okay, so that's assignment. So processor. Okay, so I'll word it out properly. I'll put it on the assignment. Okay, so now we have 20-inch monitor requires i7 processor and 12 gig RAM. Okay, so I would like for you guys to do that. I'm gonna give you a hint right now. So this requires dependency with option constraints group. Okay, so that's what it is. So that's the solution to that. So it requires dependency with option constraints group. Okay, so I'd like you to take this home as an assignment, or and let me see how you can deal with that. So before we wrap up, let me just make sure that we're good. One second, let me check if I have anything else. I think another assignment that I want to give you is so disable 20-inch monitor, 20-inch monitor on selection of i7 processor and 12 gig RAM. So basically, this is the flip side of this, right? So if you can do this, whatever you do, you flip it on this side, okay? So yeah, so that's that. Okay, so I think we're good. I think we're on track. So tomorrow, I don't want to start with twin field right now. Sorry, that's the question from Ramat. I'll quickly come to that. So next we're gonna start with twin field, okay? But it's gonna take a little while. Like if I start now, it's probably not gonna make much sense because we're finishing in about 3 minutes, okay? So I think we stop at a very good spot for today. So tomorrow we'll start with twin field and we'll continue from there. Okay, so there's a question from Ramat. So what if you want to exclude 3 different products on a single constraint product? Do you have to create so you want to exclude 3 different products on, uh, yeah, so this is kind of similar to, so you're not, so exclude 3 different products on a single constraint option. Yeah, so you will need to create 3 option constraints. Yeah, you will need to, but it's kind of similar to what I just, so one of this assignment, it's kind of similar to, yeah, so you guys can, so yeah, someone reached out to me and said it's easier for them to do like the desktop that I'm practicing with or that we're working with. It's easier for them to practice with that, right? So yeah. So if you guys want to do this on the okay, you know what I'll do? I would create another version of this in the camera product. So anyone that's comfortable using the desktop, use the desktop. If you're comfortable using the camera, then use the camera. Okay. So what I'll do, I'm gonna create another question like this, and using the what's it called again? The camera product and product options. Okay. Sorry guys, this was a long day for me. I'm so sorry guys. It's just so okay, thanks. It's end of the class. So let me see. Is it any other question? So how you guys feeling so far? How's the class? What are the challenges that you guys feel that you're having and things like that? And yeah, I'm gonna give you lots of there are 4 projects in trailhead that I'm gonna give you guys. Obviously, actually, they're not too bad though. I've seen them, but I think they're okay. But yeah, not too bad. So I'm gonna copy those links and share with you guys. But if you guys can go away with what we've done or what you have so far, obviously I'm gonna share some use cases with you as well, like some real life use cases. Well, it's not 100% because they've kind of hidden some stuff, right? But you guys will still understand just by going through that use case. You will still understand that, oh, okay, this is what the use case is, right? So yeah, so you guys can off the class though, you guys can give it a stab. Like it's actually a real life use case, okay? Like nothing hidden. It's just that they didn't spell everything out, but you guys can still work with it, okay? So let me see if there's anyone raising their hand. Okay, there isn't. Okay, good. So it's 8 p.m. We started at 6 p.m. So exactly 2 hours. So we did well today. Awesome, guys. So we gotta catch up again tomorrow. It's nice being in the class with you, and have an awesome evening and have a good rest of your week. So thank you, guys.